Fantasy Life by Emma Joy. Story told by Lucy Blue. A Faceless Voice production.
Lucas knew he was at the wrong apartment the moment she opened the door. He was standing in the breezeway responding to a disturbance call, and he couldn't tell where the noise was coming from. He had thought the call had come in about apartment 2B, but looking at the sleepy, scantily clad young woman in front of him, he figured he was wrong. "Look, I'm sorry to bother you," he started, clearing his throat awkwardly. He was embarrassed and just wanted to get the hell out of there. The woman wore a short green silk robe that left a long length of pale bare leg, and the belt was so loose he could see the swell of her breasts. Her surprisingly dark green eyes met his as the sleep cleared. 2D, she said, her voice still rough from sleep. He felt his groin tighten at the sexy purr. His thoughts veered sharply away from embarrassment. She shifted, and the robe slid down one shoulder, baring a breast. "What?" He wasn't paying attention to her words. His thoughts were focused on how that soft skin would taste, on how it would be to hear her moan his name. He couldn't help wondering if there was a sexy pair of panties under that robe, or if she slept naked. He couldn't help but wish he could find out. "The party's in 2D, she repeated, tugging the robe together a little more as she realized what he was staring at. "There's one every Saturday, in 2D. Mrs. Murphy always calls the cops at 10:31 p.m. precisely. The city noise ordinance went into effect each night at 10:30 p.m. "Sorry again," he muttered, blushing as he took a step back. She gave him a small smile and stepped back into the apartment, closing the door silently. Lucas went across the breezeway to 2D to speak to the tenants. The next day was a Tuesday, and it was late afternoon, and the sun was hot on the road. Wishing he was home with a cold beer, Lucas got out of the patrol car, pulling out his ticket book as he walked up to a small silver Accord he'd just pulled over for speeding. At least he finally had something to do besides stare at the cars going by. He stopped at the driver's window, hearing the purr of the electric motor as it lowered. Then he looked into a pair of familiar green eyes. His cock hardened with the memory of his short green robe and pale breasts. "Hey," she blushed, recognizing him too. Today she wore a tight t-shirt and denim shorts, and those gorgeous bare legs were taunting him again. The t-shirt clung to her breasts and made his mouth water. "You were going 43 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone," he managed, his mind creating all sorts of images. Her bare breasts in his hands, her mouth on his hard cock, her bare ass pressed to his abs as her pussy squeezed and rode his tool. He didn't even have to touch her to know she'd be hot. He shook his head, struggling to keep his mind.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?